Have you ever felt stuck, wondering why success felt like it might have been just outside of your reach? Well, what if I told you that there is a version of you that's already living your dream life? Like already living it, already enjoying it. A version of you, my dear, that is already successful, a version of you that is already living in the house, married to the husband or the wife, a version of you that already have the multiple six-figure, multiple seven-figure, multiple eight-figure business that you've been dreaming about, the version of you that already has whatever it is that your rich life or successful business looks like. Well, look, where you are right now and where you dream of being, the distance between the two, well, that's the journey. That's where transformation truly, truly happens. My name is Melissa P. Dunn. I am the CEO of MD Marketing and Consulting. I'm also a leadership expert, a success coach, and a commissioner in a Florida city. And today I'm going to share with you some ways that clarity, commitment, character refinement, and community can really set you up to win. These, in my opinion, are truly critical success factors in business, success factors in life, and I dare say maybe even success factors in relationship. I mean, honestly, I'm really not the one to talk about success factors in relationship because I've been divorced twice. But as I'm kind of going through what I'm going to be teaching you today, I'm like, oh my goodness, Melissa, if you knew this, then maybe you wouldn't have been one of those 50% of Americans who ended up in divorce, not once, but twice, right? And I'm going to share this with you with the hopes, with the intention that maybe one thing will land for you and you will pick it up, implement it in your life, and then watch transformation truly happen. And I can tell you that transformation only happens from the inside out, not the outside in, if that makes sense to you. It happens from the inside out. And for me, the inside out transformation that's helped me the most was not self development, which, by the way, that has helped me, to be honest, but really development through the ministry of the Holy Spirit, development through my relationship with God, who is indeed the CEO of my life and the CEO of my business, right? So that's my truth, and I'm sharing it with you in this episode. So this is the journey. This is the journey that you're on right now, right? Well, I can tell you that in order for you to really start the journey with ease and grace, that the first step is clarity. You got to be clear not only about what you want, but you've got to be clear about your core values. What's important to you? What are your non-negotiables? For me, integrity, peace are two non-negotiables, two core values for me. So those core values then guide my decisions, right? They help me identify and discern what I should say yes to. And of course, what I should say next, should say no to. So you got to get clear on your core values. The other thing about core values that are really important is that your personal core values then translate into the core values of your business, because as the founder, you get to be architect of the culture. You get to decide on who you hire, the types of clients that you engage. And so it's really important for you to have clarity on your core values so that you can choose people that align with your core values. Make sense? The next thing for you to get clear on is you got to get clear on your identity. I'm going to tell you this. Your identity is not in your bank account. Your identity is not in your bank account. And your identity certainly is not in your titles. Yes, being the CEO is important, but guess what? That's not who you are. Yes, being a star athlete is important, but guess what? It's not who you are. You've got to hold your roles in life like this, not like this, because at some point in your life, it's going to shift. And if your identity is all tied up in your bank account, if your identity is all tied up in external factors, then at some point those factors will go. And when they do, honey, you are going to be in trouble. All right. So get clear about your core values, get clear about your identity, get clear about God's will for your life, God's will for your business. What's your purpose? What is it that you are looking to contribute to the world? It's got to be more than money. Because listen, after you make your first couple of millions, not that I have, but I'm certainly, God willing, on my way. But I imagine that after you make so much money, then what else is there, right? You've got to be committed to making an impact, to having your life mean something more than making money, more than being in business, more than whatever your role or your title is in this season. Okay, so get clear about your core values, get clear about your God's will for your life, and get clear about the vision that you have for your life, the vision that you have for your business. And for me, I like to submit that vision to God and make sure that we're in complete alignment. Once we're in complete alignment and I know that He's in it, honey, then I'm ready to go. Okay. And so at that point, you get to step number 2, which is your commitment. In 2019, I met Miss Betty Sproul, who is the founder of Ideal Coaching Global, which is the coaching school that I went to. And as I have a hot flash, y'all, pray for me, okay? If you are a woman of a certain age, you know that this is real. But anyways, Miss Betty Sproul is an amazing teacher, an amazing mentor. And right before the pandemic, actually the pandemic had already hit, she did a lesson where she talked about your commitment to life. And the question she asked was, how committed are you? How committed are you to creating the life of your dreams? How committed are you to being of service to other people? How committed are you to having a true impact? And that question really got me to thinking, well, how committed am I? So I'm going to share with you a Freedom 90 commitment scale. This scale goes from 1 to 7. And at level 1, which is on the bottom there, at level 1, honey, you're a bystander. You're a bystander. You're just taking up space. You know, I had my 3rd grade teacher in Jamaica. I'll never forget. Her name was Miss Manning. She said to me, Miss Dunn, are you here to do the work? Or are you just going to take up space? I still hear her voice in my head. And when you are a bystander, you're just observing. You're letting life pass you by. You're letting business opportunities pass you by. You're letting relationships come and go. You are just existing, right? At level 2, you're a dabbler. This is the person that, you know, they participate a little bit. They'll show up for you, but they'll only show up when it's convenient for them. And I don't know about you, but I've dated a dabbler or two that would just, text you when it's convenient. Hey, what are you up to? Not necessarily living up to their commitments, right? So level 2 is a dabbler. Level three, level three is a participant. Well, they kind of show up a little bit. They're involved a little bit, but they're holding back. Have you ever had an employee like this? They show up to work every day. You're in a meeting with them and they might participate in the meeting. They just do exactly what's required in order for them to get their paycheck. Nothing more, nothing less. They'll show up on time and they leave early. They show up on time and you cannot count on them to do anything extra than what you require. They're just there. They're just participating. These are C players, in my opinion. C players. And guess what? Every business need them, right? Because the C players are the ones that get things done, the day-to-day, the mundane tasks. They keep the engines running, if you will. But I'm telling you, when I'm building a team, honey, I don't want to just have people who participate. I want people that's going to get it done or die trying, figuratively speaking, right? So level three is a participant. Level four, though, is a contributor. So when you're level four, you're consistent. You're showing up every day, but you struggle with accountability. You show up every day, but you might take responsibility a little bit, but not really. And we know that we all have bad days, right? When you are running a company, particularly a small business, not everything is going to go right. And a contributor is someone that tries, they're consistent, they show up to the team, they show up to the event. But when things go wrong, it's everybody else's fault, not theirs. They struggle with accountability. Somebody who's committed at a level 5, that was level 4 that I just reviewed. A level 5 contributor, a level 5 person on the commitment scale, that's who I call an achiever, right? That's who I call an achiever. So they are committed, and they take accountability, right? They may even support the members on your team to move forward. So this is a person that they show up at work every day. They get things done. When things go wrong, they take responsibility for it. Oh, and by the way, they're going to help their teammates get it right as well. So that's a level 5 person on a commitment scale. That's the achiever. A level 6 on the commitment scale is a champion, right? This person, my goodness, they are dedicated, they are proactive. A champion is somebody that you can count on. These are the persons that show up at the company retreat, and they are in it with you. They are with it with you. They get your vision and they're moving forward with you. Now, a level 7 person, somebody who is committed at a level 7, this person is called a committed warrior. They take extreme ownership of the vision, right? I am curious, thinking about you as a founder, thinking about you. What is your commitment level to your business? What's your commitment level to your dream? Are you just observing it? Are you a bystander in your own dream where you're just letting it go? You kind of sort of have this idea about starting a business, but you're not really taking any action. You kind of have this thought about launching a new product. Maybe you'll do the research. Maybe you'll make the first phone calls. Maybe you'll put the business plan together, but not really. Are you, though, a champion? Or maybe you're a committed warrior. As a committed warrior, you are committed to your dreams. You're committed to allowing God to bring through you into the world what he deems necessary in order to move the kingdom forward. As a committed warrior, you are willing to be the person that you're being called to be, even when things get difficult. As a committed warrior for your dreams, you know that when things get rough, this is just a season. This is just refinement. This is just an obstacle, an oppression, or a opponent that is meant to be overcome with the help of God and a great strategy. How committed are you to your dream? How committed are you to yourself? How committed are you to your customers? You know, when Miss Betty first brought up this idea of there being 7 levels of commitment, I realized that there were a lot of things that I was not showing up as a level 7 at. Some things I was a level 1, something as I was level 4, and very, very, very few things at that time in 2019 was I at a level 7. And so I had to make a list of everything that I said yes to. And thinking back, I was involved in a lot of boards. This is, I think, right before I decided to run for office. So it actually might have been 2018. But I was involved with a lot of boards. And I said yes to a lot of projects. And I would show up and I would do well. And most people thought that the way that I was showing up was good, it was productive, but I know what I'm capable of. And I knew that not every room that I was in was I really showing up as my best self. And so I decided to say no to a few things. I think at the time I might have been like on 8 boards. Well, guess what? I got out of them. And I picked one and I became hyper focused. I became hyper focused to being a member of the chamber. I became hyper focused to being on the board. I became hyper focused with serving excellently from there. And I was committed to that organization at a level 7. And what I didn't know is that that commitment would set me up to run for office. And for me to be able to say to an incumbent, listen, I am getting more things done for the city as a resident and as a public advocate more than what you're getting done as a sitting commissioner. And that's why the voters voted for me, right? Because I was at a level 7. So here's my encouragement for you. Look at everything that's on your plate. Examine what you're saying yes to. And if they don't align with your vision, remember that other step that we talked about a few minutes ago, right? It involved you being clear about your vision, being clear about your values, being clear about God's will for your life. And so if anything that's on your plate doesn't align with everything that you just got cleared about, get it off your plate. Say no. And no, by the way, is a full sentence. All right. So say no. That way, you're able to really give yourself fully to everything that you say yes to. Your yes is a yes and your no is a no. That way, you'll develop a reputation of doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Because I promise you, if you're overcommitted, there is no way you can show up as a level 7. There's no way you can even show up as a level 5 or level 4 with everything that's on your plate. Something has got to give. So evaluate your commitments and take some off your plate if you find that you are not showing up at least at a level 5. If you're not showing up consistently right here at a level 5, let's say even level 4, anything that you're showing up at a level 4 or below, get it off your plate. That way, you're able to fully lean into honoring your commitments. That way, you're really able to fully lean into being the person that God's called you to be. Because guess what? There's only one you. Nobody can be you. Nobody nobody has your secret sauce. There might be other people with your business idea, but guess what? They're not going to execute that idea the way that you can execute that idea, right? But if you are not clear, if you are not consistently honoring your commitments and executing excellently, then you're short selling yourself and you're short selling everybody that's counting on your yes. So evaluate your commitments, and anything that's a level 4 or below, stop it. And if it's something that's important to you, work hard to get up to a level 6 or a level 7. All right. So number 1, clarity. Number 2, your commitments. And number 3, your character. Character, for me, is a cornerstone of success. I can't tell you how much it pains me to see the political discourse in this country right now, the division, the backbiting, the lack of character that some people exhibit. It's a challenge. And I can say that for me, character matters. And the character that I want to exhibit is a person that has integrity, a person that does what they say they're going to do when they say they're going to do it, a person that is kind and loving and generous and compassionate while holding people accountable, while standing up for the voiceless, while making sure that that the right thing is happening for the right reasons. It's not always easy, but the right thing for me is always best. And I can tell you that character refining is an ongoing process. It's a process that I'm still going through right now. I've had to learn how to listen deeply to understand rather than listening to rebuttal. I've had to learn how to be peaceful when I'm being attacked. I've had to learn how to be forgiving when people are being hateful. I've had to learn how to be kind and compassionate when the truth is that I really don't feel like it. Why? Because my job, my commitment is to please God and serve his people well. That's my commitment. And so, in order for me to become the version of myself that is emerging, I've got to submit to character refining. It's not always easy. It's not always fun. And I can tell you, a lot of times it is quite uncomfortable, but I know that it's necessary because the version of me that already runs a multiple 7-figure business is still emerging. And so I know that there are some mindsets that she has that I'm still attaining. Does that make sense? So you've got to submit to character refining. And that would mean activating the fruits of the Spirit in your life. That would mean deepening your relationship with God. For me, right? That would mean making sure that you are the person that you're being called to be. And then the fourth piece of it is community. Listen, it is so much easier when you have somebody to be accountable for. As I am recording this video, it's the 28th of April. And today, my son Uriel would have been 23 years old. And I'm grateful for my community. I'm grateful for my community who understood that today might have been a challenging day for me. And they called me or they sent me a text. They gave me an extra hug. They gave me an extra light and prayers. And they're my safe place to land. You got to find your tribe. You've got to find your community. And one of the things that I love and appreciate about the Freedom 90 Mastermind is that we are all becoming together. And for 6 months, we focus on our mindset, we focus on our marketing, we focus on our money, and we focus on our management. But most importantly of all, for 6 months, we focus on becoming the women that God is calling us into. And that process is not always comfortable. Even for me as a coach, I'm still stretching, right? As my clients stretch, so do I. And when you stretch beyond your comfort zone, it is very disruptive. That's why you need community of like-minded individuals that can pray with you, that can support you, that can pick you up when you are feeling down, that can remind you of your commitments. So here's my encouragement to you. Ask yourself, how badly do you want it? Ask yourself, who do you need to become in order to manifest, to live, to experience your dream life? And then get it done. I pray that these tips and strategies that I offered you today will support you on your journey. Only 8% of us accomplish our New Year's resolution. And we're now at the time of this recording in the second quarter of the year. And so this is the perfect time. Whenever you watch this is the perfect time for you to reevaluate where you are. It's the perfect time for you to get clear. It's the perfect time for you to level up your commitment. It is the perfect time for you to refine your character. And my goodness, if you can do all three of those things in a community of like-minded individuals that supports your growth and development, even as you support theirs, then you certainly are well on your way to living the life of your dreams. Again, my name is Melissa P. Dunn, and this has been the Dunn Wisdom Show. If you would like to join our 7-day Radical Obedience Challenge, click on the link below, and I would be happy. I'd be honored, in fact, to support you on your journey. Be well.